Life can be challenging, and there are moments when we feel overwhelmed by trials, disappointments, and uncertainties. In those times, it is easy to feel discouraged, questioning whether God hears our prayers or if things will ever change. However, the truth remains. God is faithful, and He is always working behind the scenes to bring about His perfect plan. One of the most difficult aspects of faith is waiting on God's timing. We live in a world that values instant results, but God often works in ways that require patience and trust. The Bible reminds us in Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11, He has made everything beautiful in its time. This means that even though we may not understand His timing, we can be assured that He is aligning everything according to His perfect will. Consider the story of Joseph in the Bible. He was betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and imprisoned. For years, it seemed like everything in his life was going wrong. But in God's perfect timing, Joseph was elevated to a position of power in Egypt, where he saved many lives, including his own family. If Joseph had given up in his lowest moments, he would not have witnessed the incredible way God worked everything together for his good. Genesis 50 verse 20. No matter what you are facing right now, remember that your current situation is not your final destination. The pain, struggles, and obstacles you are experiencing are temporary. 2 Corinthians 4 verse 17 says, For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. Difficult seasons often serve a greater purpose. They teach us patience, strengthen our faith, and prepare us for the blessings ahead. God is refining you through your trials. When gold is purified, it must go through fire to remove its impurities. In the same way, God allows us to go through trials to strengthen our faith and mold us into the people He created us to be. God's Word is filled with promises of hope, restoration, and breakthrough. When you feel like giving up, meditate on His promises. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Isaiah 41 verse 10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Romans 8 verse 28. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. These scriptures remind us that no matter how bad a situation looks, God is still in control. His promises never fail, and He is always working things out for our good. Prayer is one of the most powerful weapons we have as believers. When things seem impossible, pray anyway. When you feel weak, cry out to God. Prayer shifts our focus from the problem to the one who holds the solution. In Luke 18 verse 1, Jesus tells us that we should always pray and not give up. Prayer invites God into our circumstances and strengthens our faith. It also helps us to surrender our worries and trust that God is already working things out. Throughout the Bible, we see countless examples of how God turned impossible situations around. Moses and the Israelites. When they were trapped between the Red Sea and the Egyptian army, God parted the waters and made a way where there was no way. Exodus 14 verses 21 to 22. Daniel in the lion's den. When it seemed like his fate was sealed, God shut the mouths of the lions and saved him. Daniel 6 verse 22. Lazarus. Even after being dead for 4 days, Jesus raised him back to life. John 11 verses 43 to 44. If God did it for them, He can do it for you too. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Hebrews 13 verse 8. No situation is too hard for Him to change. You may not see it yet, but your breakthrough is on the way. God is working behind the scenes in ways you cannot see. What seems like a delay is not a denial. God is setting things up in your favor, and at the right time, He will bring everything together. When you feel discouraged, remind yourself, God is faithful. He has never failed, and He won't start now. Keep praying, keep believing, and never lose hope. God is about to change your situation. Don't give up.